We start. What are 100 rabbits hopping backwards called?
100 rabbits hopping backwards called? I don't know.
A receding hairline.
Oh my god. Oh, okay.
Welcome to the Neoborn and Andia Human Show.
Both sides of the Atlantic. Atlantic City? No. Atlantic. With an S?
I knew it.
Atlantis. Actually Boston. And London.
I-90 Radio.
Trans Radio UK. And Mystery Box Radio.
It's season 5.
If we did do that thing, I would be the first one out. Because I would laugh at all of them. I've heard worse. I've definitely heard worse.
Oh, do you know that what are really odd?
Go on, what's odd?
Numbers that are not divisible by 2.
Oh god. that one, I don't know so much. Didn't live up to the 100 hair. You're gonna have to send me the receding hairline, because that's brilliant, and I'm gonna have to write that one down. Maybe borrow it.
Yeah. Did you know that diarrhea is hereditary?
No, I did not.
It runs in your genes.
You see, this is... Oh my goodness. That's actually brilliant. I love that. So you're seeing already I would lose. I would be out already. So at least you can get away with these things. Whereas me, I mean, I go down more down the pun route. If it's anything, I'll be making some puns, but they're not very punny, to be honest.
Do you know why I am walking?
Go on, why?
Because I couldn't stand sitting in a wheelchair.
Oh, that's brilliant as well. Oh dear. Oh, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. You've made me smile already, even though I'm a bit tired. I got in at, I think, 2 o'clock in the morning this morning. These are bringing a smile to my face.
Last night, me and my girlfriend watched 3 DVDs back to back.
Yes.
Luckily, I was the one facing to the TV.
That's actually brilliant. Those 3. The thing with dad jokes, I think they're so, like, people assume that they've heard them all. You know, it's just kind of like, oh yeah. But no, these ones these are new to me, and I'm loving it. That's brilliant. You're gonna please send them to me, because I know as soon as this finishes, I'll forget them all.
What does a robot do after sex?
I don't know. Go on.
He nuts and bolts.
That's good as well. That is good. In my notes, it's written down receding hairline, diarrhea, and back-to-back films.
What do you call a lazy doctor?
Yeah, I don't know. Go on.
Dr. Doolittle.
That's good. That'll be the final note on my page, and someone will be like, yeah, you really need to see him at this point.
How do they call Miley Cyrus in Europe? Kilometer Cyrus.
Oh god. Oh, that's brilliant.
Which car has an egg drive?
I don't know.
A Volkswagen.
Oh god, that was terrible. That was terrible.
It was really bad.
You've cracked me now.
So why did a salad go to the studio?
I don't know.
To get some beats.
Oh dear. They're getting worse now.
How do you get a squirrel down from a tree?
I don't know.
Pull down your pants and show him your nuts.
Oh god. True.
Okay,
dear.
so
It's good to laugh. It's good to laugh.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're getting so distracted from actually recording this
it's
already.
absolutely okay. Oh, wow.
It is though. It's a good way to warm up for it.
You know, my late dad had a heart of a lion
Yes.
and a lifetime ban from the zoo.
That's good. That's good.
So, welcome, Josh. How are you doing today?
I am not too bad. I am feeling a little bit tired.
You are not too bad.
I'm not too bad. But yes, a little bit tired. We had previously recorded this yesterday, and the bad weather of England, which I'm sure we will talk about, has prevented that episode from being released. So here we are again. So after a long night I had.
Even longer warm up.
Yeah, drinking with my good friend Tom. Shout out to Tom if he's listening. But we had a good night, so it was well worth it. But yeah, so I'm slightly tired, but I'm excited as well.
Yeah, so you had the typical British day off.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I walked in the rain. I had some cheap cider in a Wetherspoons, and then I made my way home on the bus. So with my Oyster card, so you can't really get much more British than that.
Wow, and you didn't smash anything.
I didn't smash anything, no.
It's still a thing? It's still a thing to smash things when you are young and drunk?
I mean, I can't possibly comment nowadays, but not recently, no, not for me anyway, or anyone I know, but I can't possibly speak for everyone else.
Wow. It depends on if you are a Newcastle fan, or
yeah, exactly.
or you run for Sheffield.
Luckily, I'm not a Newcastle fan. I'm not an anything fan. I'm not a football supporter, so maybe that's why I haven't seen people smashing things up. So
I mean, if I watch that much football, like in the Premier League, I would be so torn.
You'd be so torn.
Torn, yeah. I mean, my muscles would be flexed, and so.
Well, there you go. I would be the same. Maybe that's why people smash things. Maybe it's because of that.
I like just running around with the ball.
Yeah.
Lately, I do it with two. Anyway, so what's the situation with the Lyricals? You had one album, you had two albums, you had a third album. So what's going on? Are you working in a treadmill?
Well, I mean, we're still working on that third one. The first and second albums were pretty much released back to back, or kind of back to back. I mean, we had pretty much finished the first one before we finished the first one, and we hadn't released it, and we were like putting the finishing touches to it. And then obviously COVID stuff happened, and we kind of had to improvise a little bit because we couldn't get together to finish the album properly. And we'd already started working on the second one. So we released the first one, and then we were like, well, we're done with the second one already. So we released that a couple of months later. It was really, really weird because we had kind of, we were doing promotion for the first one, and we were already working on the second one. And we already had our track Quarantine, which was kind of our sort of main song that we've become known for.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Yeah, thank you. And that was already kind of out there as a single. It wasn't even on the first album, so it's kind of like, okay, we need to get the second one.
What? It wasn't on the first album?
No, it wasn't. Well, the first album really, it had like a theme, kind of a theme to it. Not really a concept album, but it was kind of like there was a running theme of kind of like the ups and downs of a night out is what we were going for with Journey to Euphoria, and it was kind of the journey of someone on a night out, and they're getting ready and they're getting, excited, and then they go out and they're dancing, they meet a girl, and then it all goes wrong, and by the end of the night they're just kind of walking back home, and Quarantine didn't really fit with
It sounded like any Saturday night from my childhood.
Yes, and that was what we were trying to encapsulate as well. We actually back in the day, there was a club that we all used to go to in our local town called the Hippodrome, which was where all the bands would play, and they would always have these great shows there, and everyone would have a great time. And it ended up getting knocked down because the council in the town thought it wasn't necessary to have like a live music venue, which is just insane to me. They've since found.
I mean, okay. Let me guess the age of the council members. the same age as the Brexit voters.
Yeah, I'm assuming so. So they were just like, oh, we don't need a place. So this old building, it was knocked down and it was no more. And the album was kind of a love letter back to those times, really, because they're not here anymore. So it's kind of like a farewell from us, from the Lyricals to Hippodrome, and those kind of nights as well. I mean, we still have them, but it's
you do like writing farewells because you wrote to a late friend of yours.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, to be completely honest, like that album that had a theme. The second album, which was called House Arrest, the main theme again was just the quarantine and the lockdown, and then staying positive. You know, the album that album kind of went from sad to happy. You know, you start off with quarantine and house arrest, and then the tracks later on. There's a track called Keep On Smiling, so it kind of improves. There's a track called Not Giving Up. The newest album is not so much of a theme, but we did a song called Barren Days, which was really like a personal track, and it was one that I was really proud of, that I'd written in tribute to a friend of ours. It was a guy I'd known for many years, and he was a homeless man who passed away, and we never even found out where he was buried. We never found out, you know, what had happened to him even, really. So it was very sad, and I wanted to pay tribute to him and the passing conversations we used to have. So Barren Days, that's where that came from. The lyrics talk about and kind of, you know, missing those kind of small conversations that we would have over the years. And the song spelled Barren Days with 2 R's, and it's not a spelling mistake. It's just because the guy's name, his second name was Barren. So it meant a lot to record that track, and I think it kind of encapsulated that feeling as well with the music that we made.
It's very nice to keep somebody's memory alive this way.
Oh, thank you. I think of him every time I hear it, and it's nice.
Speaking of nice, how does it feel that you already have the third album in 2 years or 2.5, and you are also working in another band called the Undead Uncle, and still you have a radio show online, and you are an entrepreneur like Richard Branson. So how do you make time?
How do I make time? It's not easy. I mean,
sorry, Richard Branson when he was 16.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. We have, there's a lot of things to go over there, but so I have another kind of side project I work on called Undead Uncle, which is just me. And kind of like it's more just like a creative outlet for me to do some more experimental stuff. So if there's something that we work on, it doesn't really fit for the Lyricals, I'll put it out as Undead Uncle, just on my own. It's mainly instrumental, and there's not really any kind of theme to it. It's just kind of me, kind of. It's like kind of like an interior monologue in a way. It's just kind of my thoughts through music. So it's like
So that's when you slow down and reverb every music in your mind.
Pretty much. If you've heard it, if you like that kind of thing as well, then check it out. But it's a good outlet for me.
The first album name of Uncle Undead.
Undead Uncle. Yes. Yeah. yeah. Oh, yeah. It's been I enjoy making music like that, but that's probably the one that takes like the back burner the most. If I feel like releasing something a little bit different, I'll go there. And then you also mentioned Mystery Box Radio, which is another thing I've been working on a lot.
It's very Scooby-Doo-ish what you are doing. You have an Undead Uncle and you have a Mystery Box Radio.
Yeah, it's all a bit out there. I mean, the whole. I mean, I'll tell you where I got the name for that was through. If you ever played Sonic the Hedgehog, they would always have these, you'd be playing the game, there are these boxes you can jump on. So you jump on one and it would give you like a special power. You'd have running shoes, make you go faster. Or you'd jump on one, it would give you rings with some money. But one of the boxes was a mystery box, and you jump on it and you never know what you're going to get out of it. It could be something bad even, but it could be anything. And I kind of wanted to have the same thing with my show. So it's like, you tune in and there's no theme, there's no kind of, so many kind of internet radio shows have like a theme, which is great. You need a theme, but sometimes it's hard to categorize your music. You want to, it has a lot of different genres it could be in.
Definitely a niche radio.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, we really play some different stuff. It's hard to describe it, but there's no real theme. It's literally just if I like it, I put it on. It really just started as a hobby, over COVID. I just thought, well, everyone's...
How do you have time beside all these things? So what is your go-to way to schedule your day, still making ends meet? Okay, Americans don't understand what making ends meet, so how to make money, and and also still trying to have a foundation for the future.
Well, my main... So the other thing you mentioned, entrepreneur. I'm a bookseller as well by trade. So that's what I do with my partner Gemma, and we sell books at the Southbank Book Market, which you should all come and visit. And I'm very happy to chat to anyone. But
if you are there,
if I am there, which recently I'm not. Majority of the time, that's the focus. Like you said, you got to make ends meet. You got to make that money, and if you get that sorted out, everything else kind of comes, you can kind of relax more. So that's my main thing, is running the business. And then I try and schedule everything else around that. So at one point we were doing, we would have a Lyricals day every week where I'd go around to Dino's place and we have kind of a studio set up there. And we would just kind of jam and see what happens.
It's so old school.
Oh yeah,
you just buy samples or just hack samples and say that this is my own. This is the trend.
I will not. It is a trend, but I can't do it. I just don't feel right. It just doesn't work for me. So it has to be natural. Maybe to my detriment sometimes, because I know my production techniques are a little bit lo-fi. But that's what I like, and I think Dino's equipment, his setup is. I mean, originally we were just recording in my bedroom. We were just had all the stuff set up in here.
Well, Billy and Phineas did the same.
Oh yeah, well yeah, exactly. I mean, a lot of people do. So I mean, it's there's an artist I like called Conan Moccasin, and he recorded a whole album in a Japanese hotel room. He just took all his stuff there and recorded it there for a month, and it was a great album. But it's for us now, we've kind of got more of a setup, and it's been a bit more functional like that. But majority of the time, we'll go around there. We won't even record it. I mean, we record everything, but it won't be anything that could be released. I mean, it's just us jamming. But you'll find something within that, that's something I like to release at some point, just us, the kind of jam sessions.
You already have the album name, Lyricals, the jam sessions.
Yeah, there we go, exactly. It's
wrinkled bedsheet version.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So it's you know, that's been fun, and then Mystery Box kind of fits in. We've been it's come now that we've been getting so many submissions that I can do an episode a month, and we've kind of got a YouTube channel, and we have all kinds of exciting stuff that I have planned in the future. But it's
really sounds that your social life is replaced by work.
well, I mean, not so much. I mean, it's like you know, I try and find time for you know, social stuff as well, but it's not really apart from the bookstore. I mean, that is work, you know, but this kind of stuff I enjoy doing, and it keeps me centered in a way, because you know, being self-employed, you have you don't really have much of a schedule. It's kind of, you work when you make hay while the sun shines is a saying we have. So, you know, you have to get there when you can. And that means sometimes you'll work a 6-7 day week, and then another day you'll be working 2-3 days a week. So I like.
Now they all know that people at the Amazon, they work 10 days a week.
Oh, well, yeah, there you go. So it's, yeah, it's all relative. It's all relative. But but yeah, you know, the music and working on Mystery Box in particular, it helps keep me centered. So I always have time for it, and I enjoy doing it as well. We've launched a YouTube channel now as well, where the show's primarily going to be now, just because SoundCloud is kind of you know, it's kind of a bit limited.
It's owned by the Chinese.
Yeah, well, there you go, that too. So YouTube, it's been good to kind of I've been making like kind of little vibe videos as well, and it's all me on my own, but it's been great to do it and just to connect with people. Yeah. And it's a great outlet. I love giving these bands.
And because you are Londonier, you really like your tubes.
Oh yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, how crazy it is that they just said, okay, now the Victoria line, after 150 years of making, it's ready to go. And when you check it, you have to take off at Paddington, walk, and have to take on at Paddington to continue, and then just another station, the same story. And basically, it is not even a tube; it is a mix of something. But definitely, you cannot pop on easily at Terminal 5 on Heathrow because it's just not there.
No, exactly. I mean, it's a nightmare. Luckily, I don't get the tubes too much, but I mean, I'll give you all a bit of advice. If you're getting a tube, then do not get off at Covent Garden. It's a lovely place. And if you do, get the elevator, because it has one of the biggest staircases in England. It's ridiculous. If you try walking up that thing, be prepared for a test in cardio. Like, get your walking shoes on.
Well, I think Boris and his friends are doing this to have to gain muscle mass.
Maybe. I don't know about Boris so much.
We all hope that the Victoria line will take Boris and friends away, and he will never come back from the countryside.
Let's hope so.
Taking back what is mine, no more time to divide feelings, to redefine. Not sure if I read everything that I knew, not sure if it was all true. Gonna make my life forget something that I can't pretend. Finding time to make the bridge back to something that I know past, like that I can't forget, to lies that I live too soon. Change into another track, maybe that's what's next for me. Can I have another drink, or has that don't count for me? Time for last call, I'm gonna stand tall. Don't try to be friends, it's time it all ends. Yeah, time for last call, I'm gonna stand tall. Don't try to be friends, it's time it all ends. Yeah.
That's so good to talk to you, and I know that we have to let you go soon, and we are very happy that you are not at the end of your rope, because that would be very ugly to let you go.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that.
All righty. So tell me one thing. How will you enjoy the British summer, that whole 1 week?
How will I enjoy that 1 week of British summer? It's a very, very hard question. I mean, I thought we had a bit of it yesterday, and I was, you know, severely wrong because I got absolutely soaking wet. How will I enjoy it? Well, I will enjoy it being under Waterloo Bridge with my books. And sometimes it's a cold place, but in the summertime, it's a very nice place to be because you get a nice breeze. It's not too hot. You can go in the sun if you want to, because it eventually reaches us, and you get a nice sunset at the end of the day. So I'll be spending it there, and I'd like to recommend everyone to do that. I mean, it's a great place to see the sunset and to see London in a slightly quieter light, where it's not as crowded as maybe Oxford Street or Covent Garden or places like that. So that's where I'll be spending my British summertime if we're lucky enough to get a week of it.
So you're not going to Fiji?
No, I wouldn't be enjoying the British summertime.
So we let you go. When the time comes, go and remember Saturday.
Thanks, Neo, man. I appreciate that. Good to talk to you. Thank you. Can I actually? You know what? I've got like a minute left. It's not a dad joke, but I have actually. There's a book I've been reading fairly recently that's a magic book. All right, and I've been learning a bit of magic, and I wanted to try one of the magic tricks on you. If you had about a couple more seconds, then I can try this magic trick. What you got to do is think of a number between 1 and 9, but don't tell me what it is. Okay, so don't tell me the number. Yep. Now, times that number by 9. Don't tell me the answer.
Okay.
Okay. Now, add both of the numbers. So basically, the number you have is 2 digits, right?
Yeah.
So add both of those numbers together, and don't tell me what it is. Now, subtract 5 from that number, but don't tell me what it is.
Okay.
Now, so that number, you give it a letter. So like if A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, D is 4, E is 5. So give that number a letter. Okay.
Okay.
Don't tell me what it is. Okay.
Okay.
Now, think of a country beginning with that letter, and don't tell me what it is.
Okay.
Okay. Now, the second letter of that country, think of an animal, but don't tell me what it is.
All right, I have it.
Okay. And I'm going to do a bit of thinking, and I'm thinking to myself, I didn't know they had elephants in Denmark.
What the fuck?
That was the right answer, right?
Yeah, I started with 8.
Are you impressed?
I am impressed. Go to the Palladium.
You have to get me on the show to do it to Andia at one point as well. She won't know what's coming. So I thought I'd leave you with something like that, because that was one that actually seems to work sometimes.
This has been the Neoborn and Andia Human Show, presented by 2 purple rabbits from behind Jupiter in a hidden moon at a secret base in an undisclosed location.